Okay, so the third installment of this tutorial. Going back, okay, this is how things look like so far. And going back to my index.php, alright, so this is what I have accomplished given the previous two videos. And so begins the process of breaking these up into templates. So I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to save this in my theme folder. I'm going to call this header.php. And here in this file will be the code, basically this, okay? So from my index, I'm going to take that out. Yes, I'm going to cut it, Control X since I'm using Windows, and move that into header. This is how WordPress templates work, right? Page templates. And everything from the /main down to /html will have to be moved to a new file. Yes, another one. This one will be saved as footer.php. No more, no less. And here I'll be putting, in fact, I can tab that there. And here I'm going to put this code that I grabbed from index. So in fact, I cut it from index. Right, so this is going to get saved now. Going back to index, so what's going to be in index? Okay. Well, index is like the fallback page or in WordPress. In fact, let's see. WordPress hierarchy. It's a website that shows that. Okay, WP hierarchy. And according to this little, it looks like a flowchart basically. Oops, let's close that. So if the user went to our site and typed nothing, all right, basically currently currently my WordPress site is configured to show. Let's see in the settings and reading. Okay, so the latest posts. With that said, that means there you go, blog posts, index page, and WordPress will look for a file in my theme called home.php. Now, because I don't have that, next thing WordPress will do is look for index.php. But in fact, if you look at these lines, they all lead to that one file, index.php. So therefore, this is like a fallback page, if you will. So I could create a home page if my home will be different than what index will do. So, but I'm not going to do that. So my index will be the page that will show a list of posts. With that said, I can put the get header. Well, I need to put the get header here. This is index.php. I need to put get footer here. And those will put the contents of header and footer PHP right here. That's what, well, effectively, that's what I'm telling the WordPress engine to do. Now, as far as the code in index, what I could do is grab that code, and this is why I had you install the Blank Slate but not activate it. I can open up the index. Well, let's see if this theme, the Blank Slate, has home.php, and it doesn't. So therefore, this theme rather, the Blank Slate, is using index to display its list of posts. Okay, so opening the code of index.php of Blank Slate, this is what they have. Now looking at this, they have the section tag here. I don't think, we don't need that. There's code here. Okay, so that we need. We don't need the sidebar. We don't need the get footer. We already have the get footer and get header. We don't have a sidebar. Well, my theme doesn't. So I just need to grab this part. But understand that there are two lines here that you need to pay attention to. One is this is the get template part entry. So in other words, this is asking the WordPress engine to retrieve and process a file called entry.php. So let's take a look at entry.php. Let's open that. Okay, this is entry.php. It seems like this is responsible for showing posts, I believe. All right, let's see. Are there any get template part functions here? Well, there's one, and it's retrieving entry meta. So in other words, this code actually, what this means is it's gonna retrieve it's going to ask the WordPress engine to look for a file called entry-meta.php. Same thing goes over here. This retrieves entry-footer. This one is going to retrieve either entry summary or entry content. I think it's safe to say we're going to need all these files from Blank Slate. So, well, maybe not the index, but just these entry files. So I'm going to copy all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 files. This is from Blank Slate folder, so you can tell by my path. Copy these into my theme folder right here. Okay. Now, as far as, okay, so that's done. As far as, let me go back to brackets. As far as this code of Blank Slate's index, remember, this is the index page of Blank Slate. We just need this bit right here. Okay, because we have these already, and we don't need the section tag that's acting as the main section because we have the main section. In fact, this is going in the main section of our theme. So I'm going to copy these, just these, not all of them, and put them in my own index page right here and save that. In fact, let me close the other file so I don't end up confusing myself later. But if you look at brackets, brackets now displaying all the files currently in my theme folder. Okay, so there's a lot more than before. So let's refresh this. Okay, and voila, we are seeing one post. And if you're wondering where did that gap come from? Well, that's the gap that resulted from this heading, having its own margin padding, So I can neutralize that. Well, this tag, I believe it's an H2. Well, let's see, let's inspect it. Yep, indeed. It is an H2 tag. So that's causing us to get this gap. Okay. Now, what we can do is in the CSS file, we can say, well, we can neutralize all those heading tags. All right, let me just add a few spaces there. All right, so I'm going to put H1, H2, H3, comma H4, H5, H6. So I want to say I don't want margins, neither paddings. Well, I kind of want maybe not margin 0, but perhaps I want a top margin of 0, right margin of 0, bottom margin of, let's use 100%. We'll see how this works, and then a left margin of 0. So this goes clockwise. This is like basically top, right, bottom, left. Whenever you use this margin property, you put 4 values. That's what that means. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there's the margin. Okay, 100%. Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, okay, not 100%. Perhaps maybe 5%. So let's view that. Okay, it's still quite large. So you know what, I'll just do pixels. Let's say 20 pixels. Or maybe if we use 2M, which is relative to the size of the font. Okay, that looks okay. Maybe it's a little too much. Okay, 1.5 M's. Okay, 1.5 M. Yeah, that's reasonable. So that's a bottom margin on the H2. So, but no top margin. That's causing havoc on our main tag. If there's anything, I want to put padding in the main. So let's see. There's the main rule. There you go. Page main, padding, 20 pixels. Okay, that looks neater. I mean, it could have done a better job, but anyway, this is just a demo. In fact, what I'll do is create another post just to see. Where's the dashboard? Hello, dashboard. All right, so I'm going to create another post. Add new. Say, beautiful day. Today is a great day to visit the beach. But first, I must finish this video tutorial. Okay, so of course I'm just kidding. Publish. Okay, so that gives me 2 posts. There you go. One is the default post, which is included every time. I mean, yeah, every time you install WordPress, and the others I've just created that. Refresh. There you go. So we're seeing, yikes. Okay, we're seeing that happening. So maybe I need to put a bottom margin on the list of posts. So well, let's find out how this post is being generated, or how this list rather is being generated. So from the looks of this, it looks like well, this article tag. Let me zoom in. This article tag seems to contain the well, the information about every post. So there's one there's one article tag for each. With that established, I guess it's safe to say, okay, can we use? It does have a series of classes applied to it, though these are not being used right now. Let's see. I guess let's try creating, because I saw one of the classes here. It's called post. So maybe if we create a class of our own called post, maybe that will override it. Let's find out. So let's put a margin bottom of, let's exaggerate it, 40 pixels. Okay, save that, refresh. Okay, that worked. Okay, so that pushed this down. And yeah, I don't think I have any complaints about that. Okay. We could technically use the font size. So we can say we want the bottom margin to be 2.5 of the font size, or the size of the letter M given the font setting. So I think that's better way of doing it. Look, Chrome is displaying it like this. All right. Okay, so that works. When we click this, though, we're supposed to see the details of that one post. So in other words, one whole page just devoted for that one post. And as it is, this looks okay. I mean, we can style this form, but otherwise, it looks fine as it is. Of course, I can do some more work here, but that's going to be just down to CSS. But I'm not done yet, because there's the other issue of, okay, let's see. All right, so right now I'm seeing these pages, but I cannot go back to my, and so everyone knows watching this video, we're seeing the contents of these pages. We saw the list of posts because we put all of that code in index.php. Okay, now of course we could have created templates specifically for showing pages. So we can have a template for specific for showing pages. We can have a template. We can keep index just for strictly showing the list of posts. Okay, but my concern right now is this logo. I want that to become a link. So with that, I need to go back to index. I'm sorry, header. There's the image tag. So I can put an A tag around that. Okay, let's move the /A after the image tag, of course, thereby putting the image tag between the A and /A, making it a link. And where are we linking this to? Okay. Now, blog info. In fact, I discussed this in another video. Blog info allows us to retrieve information about the site. So we can echo home URL. Okay, so it says here, if you want to get the URL of your site, you can use the home URL right here. So we can use the home URL function. Okay, so we'll do that. So over here, we'll put a PHP script in as our href. So our value for our href, echo home URL. Okay, save that. Refresh the browser. Okay, let's see if that's a link. Yes, indeed. I can click on the logo. There you go. Brings me to the list of posts. These are the pages. Okay. Oops. Now, if we want, to, we can create a file. Let's see. Um, According to the WordPress hierarchy, we can create a file called page.php or singular.php for displaying pages. It's all that matters is we have to follow this sort of flowchart, if you will. Where right now everything, since we don't have these specific templates in place, everything is falling back to index. But what I'd like to do also is create a page whenever the user clicked on a link to our WordPress site, but the resource being linked to does not exist. And that happens. Maybe you created the post that you deleted, or maybe you added a page here, and then after some time you deleted it, but some of your users before still has that link, still have that link, and they click it. It's not, the content's not there anymore. So to gracefully tell them that the page, the content does not exist, you need to create a file called 404.php. Okay, so let's create a 404.php. Let's save this. 404.php. Yep. Basically a number. All right, and that's an error page. All right, so let's save this. Of course, this goes in the theme folder. Now, just like with the index, we're going to put the get header here because obviously we need the contents of the header file to go in here. And this is going to say get footer. Contents of the footer will go here. And then effectively, we just need to figure out, well, what do we want to say in this page? So I think I want to put here, well, maybe not H1, H2, content not found. So this is what they'll see, and I'll put a paragraph just to describe it. The link that you clicked linked to a resource, or links rather, to a resource that does not exist in our website anymore. Alright, so I'll put another paragraph here. Please use the navigation bar near the top of the page to navigate our site, or maybe not navigate, let's use a different term, explore our site. We apologize for the inconvenience this may have caused you. Alright, just being courteous about the error. Of course, definitely we want that all the time. Okay, so how do we test that page? Because, I mean, of course, if we click these links, these content exist currently. Okay, so that's why we're not having any problems. Well, what I could do is, in the URL, I can manually type something here. So let's say localhost/WordPress/ let's say Premiere. I know I don't have an Adobe Premiere page, but I'm going to put that. And lo and behold, there's the error page, content not found. The link that you clicked links to a resource that doesn't exist on our website anymore. Maybe I should have put this in the same paragraph. But otherwise, yeah, it's working. So pretty much this is how you put together a theme using that Blank Slate theme. And if you need to create a template for your page, all you gotta do is you can use the license of the Blank Slate. Allows you to do that. You can modify these files, you can copy these files, you can do whatever you want, and that's all described in the README file. In fact, it may open that in Notepad. Oops. Let's open that in brackets instead. So you can see that this theme, bare essentials of WordPress theme, no CSS if you like. In its unchanged original state, Blank Slate is copyrighted by Tidy Themes. However, once you've significantly changed the theme to build your own unique project, either yourself or your client, you're entirely welcome to copyright and license the project as you see fit. There you go. So it's perfectly fine. We're not violating any copyright matter or law when we use the blank theme as our basis for creating our own standalone theme. So I hope you learned a bunch of things from these series of videos. Thank you.